So, if you want to get rich with crypto, you should not buy crypto. It does maybe not make a lot of sense when you look at the title, but I want to explain it to you very badly because you want to do something different than what other people are doing. That's the way you are going to make it, since crypto is just player versus player. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the FOMO Factory. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, smack that like button, and let's take a look at the charts today, because Bitcoin is doing fine, right? I mean, 27.5, no big drama right there. It's having a slight pullback. You can barely see it if you zoom out. If you zoom in a little bit more, Bitcoin went from 15K to 31K. Now we're sitting at 27.5. Seems more than fair to me to have such a correction for now, right? And can it get worse for Bitcoin? Yeah, it can get worse, of course. But it's mainly about altcoins, because people, they don't really care about Bitcoin, right? At least most people, they feel like, I want to jump into altcoins because there's where the sensation is to be found and all of that. Problem is, however, people just get wrecked with altcoins. That's just what it is. And again, today it shows that altcoins are not doing great. My biggest holding, Seedify, took a big hit to the downside. I don't mind it though, because I want to get more tokens and I am prepared, right? That's also the thing. If you are not prepared for a potential move to the downside, then these downside moves hurt you, right? But if you are prepared in the way like mentally and also cash-wise, they feel like, okay, cool, let it go down, doesn't matter, right? So let's take a look at a couple of interesting charts to show you how things are looking right now. But as you may have seen, a lot of altcoins are really, having trouble right here, to put it like that. For example, Volker Forge is now sitting at the lower side of this range of $2.70 and $5, give or take, right? Sitting at $3 right now. So you might feel, if you want to buy Volker Forge, you might feel like this is a good place to buy it. On the other hand, if you look at Volker Forge Bitcoin, it's putting in new lows, right? So this is exploring the downside of everything, basically, right? It's making new lows as we speak, and a lot of altcoins are making new lows as we speak. So you could feel like, yeah, but Volker Forge is sitting around the same level as where it was in November 2022. But if you go back to the Volker Forge Bitcoin pair and you look at November 2022, you see that we were sitting here. So that's quite funny, right? That on the dollar pair, it's basically at the same level, but on its Bitcoin pair, it's already 35% down, right? And that just is the fact that Bitcoin is moving up in that period, while altcoins are basically flat. And that's because altcoins bleed against Bitcoin. And that's what we saw on earlier charts as well, that the Bitcoin dominance has been going up since then. It's because we are in a Bitcoin season, and altcoins are just getting hurt by that. Now, altcoin Bitcoin valuation is getting hurt by that. The altcoin dollar valuation is not really getting hurt yet. That will come as soon as Bitcoin sees a good drop. And it's not unthinkable that Bitcoin will have a very decent pullback soon, right? 20K, 25K, we'll see by then. But if that happens, then altcoins are really screwed. So therefore, my message, how to get rich with altcoins? Well, while buying when nobody else wants to buy them anymore. That's basically what you want to do, because we have seen this chart many times on this channel. Of course, this is the total 3, and the total 3 is still going down, right? We are in this falling wedge and we just got rejected, and we're going to see how big this move to the downside is going to turn out. But the problem is, most people, they want to buy altcoins right now at the resistance, right? Or at this point where it looked like it was going to break out, and you had some influencers calling for an Altseason and all of that, and it turned just out to be a fake out. We got back down, people get wrecked, right? That's not where you want to buy. Where you want to buy is actually when we are sitting lower, when altcoins are completely getting wrecked. And I've been talking about this for quite a while, that that's probably going to happen. And some people were already like, oh, it didn't happen yet, so you're wrong. Give it some time. This is maybe a half a year play or something like that. Maybe in December this year, we will look back at these videos and we will be sitting here maybe, right? And then we can at least say like, okay, nice. We were prepared for this move, right? Also not saying like panic sell everything you have right now. But if you think about buying the resistance, then you should consider, going out for a walk or anything like that. Also, this is quite interesting. The USDT dominance. We haven't spoken about this a lot, but the times that we did speak about it, then we said like it was going up, right? Since basically November. So this is the opposite of what the Bitcoin chart is doing, because this chart is showing how much dominance there is for USDT. Right, so if people putting their crypto into USDT, and that was going up, right? And since January, when Bitcoin broke out, the USDT dominance broke down, right? So if this goes down, basically crypto goes up, if you want to put it like that. However, we found support here at around 6.5%, right? And if you look at this chart, it has been going up ever since, right? But it has found support right here, and it's been holding up quite well. And now it looks like it's trying to break out. It's basically breaking outside of this range. And the difference this time is, as well, we have to see how this week closes, but we are above the bull market support band once again. Right? And that's a very important indicator, because in this complete bear market, it was because the USDT dominance was above its bull market support band. Every time we got up and we got down, we found support on the bull market support band here as well. Broke it for a short while, by the way, but we basically just found support here. Support again, support again. Once we broke it, we had that, kind of nice Bitcoin rally, but now we broke to the upside. Okay. This can also turn out to be a fake out, but overall, breaking the bull market support band is not a really a good sign in this case. So I want to see how this plays out, because it could definitely be, just chart-wise, that we will be going further up towards maybe 8.5%. Doesn't sound like a lot maybe, but it actually is, okay? Since April until now, we went from 6.5 to 7.5, and that was Bitcoin. Basically from 31 to 27, where we are right now, right? And that's an altcoin move, which was pretty bad as well, since the dominance kind of stayed the same, right? So although Bitcoin has been going down, the dominance not really, it's still in this upper side of this range, and it really looks like it wants to take this range out and go to the upside. If that happens, then I will be preaching a lot more about these kind of moves, like for example on Volcker Forge, because then it's over, then it's lights out basically, right? Because there's no more support, right? We had that support here, we had that support here, but we already broke it with this small upwards move right here, right? So if we go up even further, right, then it's a complete free fall basically, and that kind of is troubling if you are not prepared for this. So we could look again at the dollar charts on altcoins right now, but again the support is already gone for its Bitcoin pair, right? So it just takes the Bitcoin dominance to shoot up a little bit more, and this crashes. And if Bitcoin also goes down, then it's also lights out for the dollar pairs, right? But that sounds negative, and it sounds like be bearish and shit. It's bullish, basically. But it depends, again, if you are prepared or not, right? You have to look at it like this. I'm taking this Volcker Forge as an example, right? But you can take any altcoin. But if you are bullish on this altcoin, if you like this altcoin and you want this altcoin, right, then it's a good thing, right? Because what if Volcker Forge goes down to, I don't know, $1.50 or so, right? Then you can buy more of the coin that you like, right? So if you like the project, you want to have more, right? The only downside is if you already went in too hard, yeah, then it's painful. But that's what I'm trying to preach about for months now, that you should not do that, right? Because again, when was the best time to buy Volcker Forge? Well, basically not so far. Right? Yeah, of course, if you bought it here and you sold it here, if you're trading it like that, okay. But investment-wise, for example, for the next bull run, yeah, we are now at the lowest point you can get, right? I said months ago, you better buy Bitcoin and buy altcoins later with that Bitcoin once the Bitcoin pair on these altcoin charts is getting lower. right? And so far every week that's what has been playing out, and it doesn't seem to stop so far. Now there are a couple of indicators though on some charts that show us that we might have a slight cool off soon when it comes to the drop. For example, if you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, it's been pretty overbought on the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart, right? Usually, when this is high, right, the chart is high, and when this cools off, it goes down, the chart comes down as well, for example. Well, if we do go down, it means altcoins are going up on their Bitcoin pair. Now, kind of makes sense, for example, in Forge's case, if you look at this, here the stochastic RSI is completely oversold, so this could go, or well, should go up, will go up. The question is when. We can stay here for a long while, of course, but eventually buy here, sell here, right? So, you know, that's something that's looking a little bit better right now. But overall, it could be the case, since we broke that support, if we stay here for a while, it could mean that we, in the meantime, can come down. And once this finally goes up again, it could mean that we just go back to this place, which was previous support, which is now resistance, and then prepares for the final capitulation on a lot of altcoins. That's also possible, right? So don't be. That's the whole problem. Usually in this crypto market, that people are getting too bullish because they want to be, because that's what's best for their situation, right? They went too much in. They I don't know. And then they feel like, oh yeah, but now getting bullish. Well, look at the total 3. This is a very bearish pattern. Yeah, and at the end of the day, a falling wedge like this usually plays out to the upside, and it will eventually, but there's no sign that that will happen right now. We just got rejected right here, so why would it break up to the upside? Now it doesn't make sense, right? It's more likely that we go to the downside of the wedge, like I've been saying a lot, and I can be wrong, but so far that's the chart, right? We are in this wedge, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Why just after this rejection can't we go down? Now it doesn't make really much sense, right? So this small move by the by the total 3 that we just saw kind of wrecks a lot of altcoins already. Also Gala, a lot of people bullish on Gala, and I get it. Gala is a good project, and I like it, and I want more Gala. But if I look at this chart right now, right, Gala was 1.5 cents. And it flew all the way up to 6 cents. And that's why people step in. They buy. They feel like, okay, nice. No, do it the other way around. Don't be bullish when things are really. If you miss that wave, you miss that wave. Wait for it to cool off and then catch the wave, right? Because now people bought at 6 cents, where it's sitting right now, under 3 cents already. It lost like 55, 60%, 54%. Right, in the meantime. And you might feel like, oh yeah, but Gala is not really at its lows yet. Yeah, no, but again, if you look at Gala Bitcoin, here we go. What is it doing? It's sitting at the exact same level as where it was when it was sitting at that 1.5 cents, right? When it comes to its Bitcoin pair. It's sitting at these lows again. Right? But the dollar valuation is only holding up a little bit better now because Bitcoin is holding up. So again, can you imagine what happens if Bitcoin just goes to 25, maybe 22K? And please, that's not that unthinkable to happen, right? Because you can say whatever you want, but if you look at Bitcoin on the monthly chart, for example, here we go to the monthly. Check this out, right? What's been happening this year? January, green. February, green. March, green. April, green. Is it so weird to think that we now get a couple of red months in a row like we saw right here? It's the pre-halving year, right? It's not a bull market, it's the pre-halving year. And these pre-halving years always go up and down. Right? This was the bear market, this was the pre-halving year, this was the bull market. Right? We're now here. So what if this is this? And the rest of the year will be just something like this right here. In 2019, Bitcoin lost, well, if we want to take the exact wicks, 70%, right? And closure, at least 54%. So what if we get something like that right now? What if this was the wick and we lose 50%? 50% is already new lows or back to the low, right? Now, it won't, in my opinion, lose 70% like it did right here, because the pump in the first place was way harder as well. So the correction is, of course, also pretty hard. But for Bitcoin to go back to, I don't know, 18, 20K, come on, I won't be surprised. And that's not that bad. But you have to remember then what will happen to altcoins if that happens, because Bitcoin at least broke out of this pattern. And again, altcoins did not. They are still in that wedge. So it could easily take altcoins back to new lows, right? Back to new lows and lower and way lower, right? And it shows, again, on their Bitcoin pair, they are already at the bottom or finding new lows, or at least towards the bottom, right? On a lot of good altcoins. This is my new portfolio, my DCA 2023 portfolio. When everything later this year really looks like shit, then these are a couple of projects that I've already collected that I'm gonna dollar cost into. But if you look at most of them right now, AVAX, new lows. As we speak, looking terrible. Like I said, Gala, basically sitting at its lows right now. IMX is looking a lot strong. Well, not really, by the way. IMX really had a pump from 38 cents, give or take, to 160. Also an insane pump. But if you look where we are right now, we are not that far from the bottom when it comes to its Bitcoin pair, right? Chainlink also well on the way to make new lows. Matic, definitely not, but it's definitely losing steam right now as well. If you look at where it came from the top, right, of this rally to where we are right now, it already lost 50% compared to Bitcoin, right? So again, if you want to make money right here, and if you do want to invest in the market, we all know that Bitcoin is the safest asset, at least, right? That's always the case, and especially now with the securities and regulations and all of that, right? But Bitcoin is like less risk, that we all can agree on, I guess. If you don't, somehow leave a comment, but I think we all agree on that. Bitcoin has the less risk of everything in this crypto market. But also, the rewards are better. That's just what it is, right? You see every altcoin is going down compared to Bitcoin. Even Matic, one of the strongest coins, fell 50% in a couple of weeks, right? Now, again, also Volker Forge, finding new lows. Superverse, well, hanging there, right? Ultra, hanging there, right? And let me check. Yeah, this was November 2021, so this was where the bear market started. Found new lows in March, basically, 1.5 months ago, right? And now it's sitting at that same place. So, and then if you look at their dollar pair, yeah, then they don't have a lot of room anymore at this moment. So let's take a look at a couple of other charts. This is, by the way, Seedify. Seedify had an insane crash to the downside. Don't really know what caused it exactly. Don't really care, by the way. But yeah, if you look at Seedify, the run was very beautiful. We had a very decent run. I have drawn it off log. If you look at it, like from 77 cents, was climbing steady, and it even had a pump towards 160, but that was like a minute candle or so. So it's more like 140. But in a matter of like 2 weeks, it went from 150 to under $1, which was kind of crazy. It's now sitting at 1.6, which is a very decent place to maybe already start dollar costing though. But if you ask me, can Seedify go any lower than that? Yeah, definitely. Look at how overbought the stochastic RSI still is sitting. Right here, so it's not looking that good. And again, if you look at the total 3, if this little move by the total 3 right here already brought Seedify down 30%, what would happen if we go down to new lows right here? That could easily wreck the shit out of Seedify. But yeah, then again, Seedify, you make money by their lunches, and you get a higher tier if you have more tokens, so you can make more money. So at the end of the day, people should be happy if you can get a cheaper entry. But for me, yeah, I would be happy with it, but I will cry a little bit because I just have a lot of money invested in Seedify, and I won't mind it going up. But then again, I won't mind it going down to step my tier up as well, of course. But Seedify is under its 20-week moving average right now. So that's quite concerning. In the bull market, you see we are well above it. And in a bear market, it's basically we go down below it. We try, we get rejected, we go down below it. We have a pretty decent run right here, find support on it. But once we break it again, but now also we are below it. So I hope Seedify is going up a little bit towards 110 to at least maintain that moving average. This is also quite interesting. If you look at the Bitcoin fair value, that's to make it a little bullish for over the longer term. In every bull market, Bitcoin goes above its fair value, these orange lines, right? This bull market went way above it. This bull market way above it. This bull market way above it. And this bull market way above it, right? Now we are under it, like we do in every bear market, right? Here, 1.5 years, we were below it. Here, 2.5 years, we were below it. Here, we were below it for 2 years. And now we are below this for 1 year, right? So on average, we can at least expect that we will still be below that for a year at least, right? And that's not bad because this line is moving up, right? Now the fair value is sitting at around 60K. Right, but in a year from now, in let's say May 24, fair value will be sitting at 80K, right? So even if we stay below that, doesn't mean that Bitcoin has to go down, of course. But we can at least expect that Bitcoin will go above its fair value again in the next bull market, because it happened every single time so far, and don't see a reason why this time is different. And if that happens, I mean, the fair value end of 2025 is sitting at 150K, and usually we go way above it, right? Here, the fair value was sitting at 4K and Bitcoin went to 20. Here, the fair value was sitting at 30K and we went to 70, right? Here, the fair value was sitting at 140 and we were sitting at 900. So we not even go a little above it, but usually like at least 4x above it. Will we do the same right here? I don't know, but it's at least something to look out for the next bull market. So that's quite interesting. Anything else when it comes to the altcoin market? Yeah, I just want to show you this one more time, by the way. This is interesting because you want to take a look at the altcoin season index for the people that still feel like, is it an alt season? I think I've shown enough charts on this channel to say that it's not an alt season, of course. But to really wrap it up again, okay, Bitcoin broke out of its wedge right here. Altcoins did not. How can we call that an alt season? Most important, the Bitcoin dominance has been going up. So Bitcoin has been dominating the crypto space basically since September, right? So how is that an alt season? That's a Bitcoin season. If this goes down, that's an altcoin season, right? Not up. And there are a couple of more charts that we can show, but this is just the Bitcoin, the altcoin season index. And it shows, right? The upper side is alt season, the lower side, the green side, is Bitcoin season. Look where we are right now. We are basically at the lowest point, which is to be considered a Bitcoin season, right? If you want to prepare for an altcoin season, then this is where you want to buy altcoins, of course. But I should be a little careful if I were you. I should be a little careful. You can choose now to buy altcoins with your Bitcoin, of course, like I said, because a lot of altcoins, they are, let me get a cleaner chart. Again, Gala, for example, if you look at Gala, then, well, whatever. If you look at Gala, you will see that they are sitting at their lowest points, right? So usually you would say like, oh, it's support, good place. Stochastic RSI is sitting oversold right here. The Bitcoin season index indicator shows that we are in full bull or full Bitcoin season right now, so it should turn around. That's all a good indicator that it's now maybe a good time to get some altcoins with your Bitcoin. Again, not with your dollar, but with your Bitcoin, okay? But there is just one thing a little concerning when it comes to that, and that's this chart of Bitcoin dominance, right? Usually I would also say, and I said this before, here, like you can buy Bitcoin with your altcoins, and when it goes up, you do it the other way around. You get altcoins with your Bitcoin, and then you can trade and make a lot of Bitcoin. So usually I would say in these high areas, like, okay, maybe it's now a good time to, you know, convert some Bitcoin into altcoins, because the trend is very simple, right? We go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, so down, right? Simple as that. Simple as that. But this time is different on this chart, because not only we are now above the 200 weighted moving average, which is an indicator that we have like not been above, not even by far in the past, right? But also every time the Bitcoin dominance goes up here, a week later, or maybe even like if we put it on the daily chart, it's even more concerning. And a day or at least a couple of days later, we get back down, right? We are here, down right away. We are down here, down right away. Now what we are doing, we are here since March, right? We've been here since almost 2 months now, right? That's strong. That's really strong, right? And also on the daily chart, you see that we are above every single moving average to be found right here. So it's holding insane support, right? And what now can happen is Bitcoin, and I'm not saying all these things like this is going to happen, so do something with that. I'm just speculating about possibilities, okay? So what now can happen is that, for example, Bitcoin is cooling off a little bit, okay? Bitcoin seems to hold that 100 weighted moving average right here, this blue line. Could it be that Bitcoin bounces back to, you know, 28.5, maybe 29 or something like that? That could be the move that takes the Bitcoin dominance out of this range and then finds support here where it was previous resistance. And then if Bitcoin finally goes down, right, then we have this as support on the dominance. So then it means Bitcoin goes down, but the dominance goes up. And that is where altcoins are getting completely wrecked, right? That is where we will see the total 3 crash, right? I'm not, again, guys, I'm not saying this will happen. I don't know. I have no crystal ball or anything. But there are a lot of things that are kind of giving us that warning sign for altcoins, okay? And then if you consider all of that, you feel like, yeah, but I don't know what reason you have, but that can't happen, right? Then you just look back at what happened last cycle. See this falling wedge? We were in the same falling wedge right here. We broke out, got rejected, fell back in, and even went below it, right? What happened this time? We broke out, got rejected, fell back in it, and who says we cannot go below it, right? All the other things are kind of signing the Bitcoin dominance as well, that it's not altcoin time. And I'm not talking about a small short-term bounce, okay? I mean, yes, this Bitcoin dominance can definitely go down a little bit, like maybe towards 46% again, which could take altcoins up a little bit. But if we bounce there, we can also go up. So I don't know that exact timeline. I'm not pretending that I know what's going to happen right there. But I am pretty careful, and sometimes I wake up and I feel like, ooh, altcoins are sitting pretty low right now. Looks tempting, but then I just look at that total 3 chart again and I feel like, no, I'm not buying top of the resistance. I'm not doing that, right? Because what if we go down here? Then you wish you had money to do so. And I'm now telling you that the possibility is at least there, right? And that's the thing, because you want to buy when nobody else wants to buy. And that's how you make money with altcoins. That's how you get rich with altcoins, by not buying when everybody feels like buying, right? Because if you look at the social metrics, again, people that watch YouTube videos, etc., if you look at that, it has been going down. Doesn't matter if Bitcoin did a 2x in the last couple of months, people don't have interest here anymore, right? And every single time when people have exactly no interest, turns out to be the best place to get into crypto. And that also goes for altcoins, right? Not only for Bitcoin, as you can see right here, I only have the opportunity to choose between Bitcoin and Ethereum. But also if you look at Ethereum, when nobody cares, the red line is sitting at a complete zero right here. that's where you want to step in, and that's where you get the best entry. Not like on this way down right here, that like here or something like that. We still can get lower, and that especially goes for altcoins. I want to show you one more chart, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I think this is the most important chart because we have been showing the total 3 a lot. The problem is total 3 is also including stables. Right, and I also want to show you the chart that does not include stables, so purely the altcoin chart, and therefore we have to look at the market cap 6, right? That's no Bitcoin, no Ethereum, no stable. So if we remove them all and we just go with the market cap 6, then this is what you see right here. So since basically the bear market started until now, this is the altcoin market without stables. Okay, and if you look at that, we went down and we are now here, right? It's still a long way down to go. Okay, so please be a little careful when it comes to that. We could go down a lot more. And when we take that low out, then it's quite concerning. Now, you can make the case though. You can make the case that it's been going sideways for a year, right? That it's been going sideways for a year. That's a case you can make, because if you look at the total 3, again, that includes stables. But if you look at the stable coin market, right, that's this one, you see that stable coins have been dropping a lot as well, right? So the fact that the total 3 has been going down is not only because of altcoins, it's also because people are getting out of stable coins. But that's not really a good sign, because that means people getting out of their stable coins, where is the money going since May 2022? Right? Well, it's not going into altcoins because they have been going down. It's not going into Bitcoin because since May, Bitcoin has been going down. So where is it going? People are cashing out their money right now. People are scared. People are afraid, and people want to have nothing to do with crypto anymore. And that's what we see on that social index. People give up. They don't care. But once the market really capitulates, you want to be there, and the bull run will always start again. That's always the case. Like, no, it's not different than any other bear market so far. But yeah, I don't know, man. The altcoin market was sitting at $1 trillion, give or take, right? It's now sitting at 250 billion. It's like 4 times as low, right? 4 times as low. I don't want to be very bearish, but if you look how it did from the last bear market, from the top to the bottom, was sitting at 400 billion. And it went all the way down to 30 billion, right? 13 times as low compared to our 4 times now, right? So be a little careful. I'm not saying we will go down 13x on altcoins in general. I don't think that's something that could happen, but I do think we can go a lot lower, right? At least finding support at around maybe 100 billion, right? Again, we're now sitting at 280, by the way, not 250. That's a lot lower. That's a lot lower. All right, and that possibility is it's not impossible in my opinion. So I want to wrap it up right here. That's how you make money with crypto without buying. Basically, you want to buy when nobody gives a fuck. That's it. And that time will come, and I will definitely make content on this channel whenever the time is there. And I think it will be somewhere this year, maybe beginning next year or so. In the meantime, it doesn't mean you want to give up. You want to do your research, you want to stack your cash, maybe you want to get involved in things like I do, like with pre-sales and that kind of stuff. Because yeah, there's a lot of money to be made, but I don't think it is by going into random fucking meme coins or into altcoins that are basically taking out their lows right now, right? Like that's kind of stupid right now. So I'm very curious what you think of all of this. I say 1,000 of different things. There must be something you agree or disagree with, so let me know. If you like the content, please like the content. If you have not subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. I'm here every single day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.